For decades, there was one unbreakable commandment in the Brown family, a rule so sacred that Kody claimed it was the bedrock of plural marriage. That rule was the sanctity of the bedroom. We were told over and over again that what happens between Kody and a wife stays strictly between them. No other wife was allowed to ask, no other wife was allowed to know, and Kody was certainly never supposed to compare them. It was called sacred solitude. But now, as the dust settles on the wreckage of this family, we are finding out that this rule was a complete lie. It wasn't a rule to protect the privacy of Mary, Janelle, or Christine. It was a gag order designed to keep them silent while Kody took their most intimate, vulnerable secrets and served them up on a silver platter to his favorite wife, Robyn. And the most shocking example of this betrayal? The story of the massages. Before we dive into the twisted details of how Robyn allegedly used Christine's bedroom secrets as a weapon, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are digging deep into the reality TV underground to hack the truth that the cameras didn't show. And trust me, you do not want to miss the insider theories we have coming up about what really happened behind closed doors. We need to talk about the transaction. For a long time, viewers suspected that the intimacy in Christine's marriage had dried up, but no one knew the dark, humiliating hoop she was being asked to jump through just to get a scrap of affection from her husband. It has now been revealed that Kody didn't just drift away, he set up a barrier. Reports and Christine's own admissions paint a disturbing picture where Kody allegedly demanded hour-long, full-body massages as a prerequisite for intimacy. Let that sink in. This wasn't a loving exchange between partners. This was a service requirement. The narrative we are seeing emerge is that Kody treated his time with Christine not as a marriage, but as a shift he had to clock into. But here is where it gets darker. It wasn't just that he wanted a massage. It was the specific conditions attached to it. Sources indicate that even when Christine complied, even when she spent 60 minutes catering to him, the reward was often lackluster, disconnected intimacy, or what many are calling duty affection. It creates a psychological trap. If she didn't do it, she was labeled a bad wife who didn't care about his needs. If she did do it, she was reduced to a servant begging for scraps. But the real explosion happened when Christine finally woke up. There is a moment in every victim's life where the fog lifts. And for Christine, it was the realization that the messages were never going to make him love her the way he loved Robyn. So she stopped. She drew a boundary. She decided that her self-worth was more important than servicing a man who was looking at the clock the entire time. In a normal marriage, this would lead to a conversation. In the Brown family, it led to a war. And this is where the sacred rule was shattered into a million pieces. According to the rules Kody pounded into their heads for 20 years, if Christine stops the massages, that is a private issue between her and Kody. But Kody didn't keep it private. The moment he wasn't getting what he felt he was owed, he allegedly ran straight to Robyn. This is the betrayal that changes everything we thought we knew about the family dynamic. It suggests that Kody and Robyn's relationship wasn't just built on love, it was built on a foundation of gossip and grievance. Imagine the scene. Kody leaving Christine's house, frustrated that his service was denied, and going specifically to Robyn to complain that Christine was being difficult. This destroys the innocent bystander defense that Robyn has used for years. We have heard her say time and time again, "I don't know what goes on in their marriages," or "I just want everyone to be happy." But if Kody is reporting back to her about the intimate details of his night with Christine, specifically about what happened or didn't happen in the bedroom, then Robyn knew everything. She wasn't an observer, she was a participant. And there are growing news-style theories circulating on deep dive forums that suggest this wasn't accidental. Some insiders speculate that Robyn may have actually validated Kody's anger, reinforcing the idea that Christine was being a bad sister wife for denying him. Think about the power dynamic. If Robyn knows that Christine is being punished with a lack of intimacy because she stopped giving massages, Robyn holds all the cards. She knows exactly where the cracks are. And instead of encouraging Kody to fix it or telling him to respect Christine's boundaries, the evidence suggests she weaponized this information. This leads us to one of the most cringe-inducing allegations to come out of the fallout, the confrontation. It has been reported that Robyn didn't just listen to Kody's complaints, she acted on them. There are claims that Robyn actually confronted Christine about the issue. Imagine the audacity. The fourth wife, the newcomer, approaches the third wife of 2 decades to ask why she wasn't taking care of Kody's physical needs. This is the moment the mask fell off. It proves that Robyn felt entitled to police the other marriages. She wasn't just the favorite wife, she was the manager. When Christine tried to explain her side, that the intimacy was gone, that Kody didn't care about her pleasure, and that the relationship felt hollow, Robyn's reaction was allegedly not one of sympathy. She defended him. Reports claim she scoffed at the idea that Kody wasn't a good lover or a good husband. This is the ultimate gaslighting. Robyn is getting the best version of Kody, the romance, the time, the emotional connection, and she is using her experience to invalidate Christine's reality. It is a cruel twist of the knife. She is essentially saying, he treats me like a queen, so the problem must be you. But let's pause and look at a theory that has been gaining traction online. There is a lot of buzz suggesting that this massage demand was never about the massage at all. Some insider reports speculate that Kody, perhaps influenced by conversations with Robyn, set the bar so high for the other wives specifically so they would fail. If you demand something unreasonable and your wife refuses, you now have a justification to withhold intimacy without looking like the bad guy. You can tell yourself and your favorite wife, I tried, but she just won't try for me. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of rejection. It creates a perfect loop of dysfunction. Kody demands submission, Christine refuses, Kody complains to Robyn, Robyn validates Kody's victimhood, Kody pulls away further. And all the while, Robyn keeps her hands clean, pretending she is just the supportive wife, trying to help Kody navigate his difficult relationships. But the cracks in this performance are starting to show. We have to look at the financial incentive here as well. If Kody is spending all his time with Robyn because the other wives are disobedient in the bedroom, that means the resources, the time, and the energy are all funneling into one household. We've seen the reports about the mansion, the art, the Rolexes. There is a dark cloud of speculation hovering over this. Did the bedroom blockade directly fund Robyn's lifestyle? By ensuring Kody was estranged from the others, did it guarantee that the family pot was utilized primarily for the one wife who treated him right? When you look at it through this lens, the sacred betrayal isn't just about sex. It's about power, control, and money. Kody used the privacy rule to hide his neglect, but he broke that rule the second it served his purpose to paint Christine as the villain. And Robyn, the supposed peacemaker, was right there to collect the ammunition. But what happened next involves a level of hypocrisy that is almost hard to believe, even for Kody. As we move into the next chapter of this saga, we have to talk about the trap. Kody didn't just complain. He set a trap for Christine to walk right into, and Robyn was holding the snare. They created a double bind where Christine couldn't win. If she spoke up, she was a jealous princess. If she stayed silent, she was a doormat. But they didn't count on one thing. Christine stopped caring about winning Kody's game and started playing her own. There is a fascinating rumor circulating that during the peak of this massage conflict, Kody was actually telling the other wives that their lack of attraction was chemical or biological, trying to make them feel physically inadequate. It's a devastating tactic, but insiders suggest that Christine saw right through it once she compared notes, not with Robyn, but with her own intuition. The moment she realized that Kody was leaking her secrets was the moment the marriage effectively ended. She realized she wasn't sleeping next to a husband. She was sleeping next to a spy for the woman across the street. This betrayal of the sacred bedroom is the key to understanding why the family collapsed so quickly in the end. It wasn't just that they grew apart, it was that the system was rigged. And in the next part of the story, we are going to expose exactly how Robyn used this information to play the ultimate victim card, and why Kody's recent apologies are nothing more than a desperate attempt to save his reputation now that the truth is out. This brings us to the credibility dilemma, or what many observers are calling the double bind that trapped the original wives in a lose-lose situation for years. For over a decade, Robyn has positioned herself as the family's emotional translator, the Kody whisperer, and most importantly, the innocent victim of what she called girl games. We have watched hours of footage where Robyn sits on the couch, squeezing out dry tears, claiming she is confused. She constantly asks, "Why are they so mad? Why is the family falling apart? I just want the porch dream." She sold the narrative that she was just a sister wife trying to fit in, completely oblivious to the specific problems plaguing Mary, Janelle, and Christine. But the massage incident completely blows that cover story apart. If Robyn knew that Christine had stopped giving Kody massages, and if she knew specifically that this was the reason Kody was withholding affection, then her claim of ignorance is a calculated lie. You cannot be confused about why Christine is unhappy if you are actively discussing her bedroom performance with your husband. This revelation proves that Robyn wasn't on the outside looking in. She was inside the control room looking at the monitors. There is a compelling, albeit, theory circulating in deep dive communities that suggests this goes even deeper than just gossip. Some insiders have speculated that Robyn and Kody engaged in nightly debriefings. The theory suggests that when Kody returned to Robyn's house, often referred to as the sanctuary or the castle, Robyn would methodically ask him how his time went with the other wives. But instead of supporting those marriages, rumors suggest she would highlight the negatives. If Kody mentioned that Christine was tired or didn't want to give a massage, Robyn wouldn't say, "She's probably exhausted from raising your kids." Instead, the theory goes that she would frame it as a personal attack on Kody, saying things like, "A wife should want to please her husband," or "I would never deny you that." This is a masterclass in manipulation. By contrasting Christine's refusal with her own obedience, Robyn wasn't just comforting Kody, she was rewriting the standard of the marriage. She made Christine's boundaries look like betrayal. This is why the stakes escalated so quickly. It wasn't just that Kody was mad, it was that he had a cheerleader in his ear validating his anger. This creates an echo chamber where Kody becomes convinced that demanding an hour of service for zero reciprocation is actually a reasonable request, simply because Robyn tells him it is. And this leads to the moment that many fans point to as the smoking gun of Robyn's interference, the confrontation. We need to really dissect the audacity of this event. Reports indicate that Robyn didn't just harbor this secret knowledge, she used it to corner Christine. Imagine the scenario. You are struggling in your marriage, your intimacy is dead, and your husband is using affection as a bargaining chip. Then, the woman he is actually actually sleeping with, the woman he is clearly in love with, comes to you and demands to know why you aren't trying harder. It is a humiliation tactic. By confronting Christine about the messages, Robyn was essentially asserting her dominance. She was signaling, I know what you do in the dark and I disapprove. It strips Christine of her last shred of privacy. The bedroom is supposed to be the one place where the other wives don't exist, but Robyn made sure her presence was felt even there. When Christine finally snapped and told Robyn the truth, that Kody was selfish, that he didn't care about her pleasure, and that the intimacy was entirely one-sided, Robyn's alleged reaction was chilling. She didn't offer a sisterly ear. She didn't say, wow, that sounds lonely. She defended him. According to the narrative exposed by the fallout, Robyn scoffed at Christine's pain. She reportedly doubled down, insisting that Kody is a great husband. This is gaslighting in its purest form. Robyn is using her experience, where she is worshipped, spoiled, and prioritized, to invalidate Christine's experience of neglect. It's like a billionaire telling a starving person that the economy is great. It's technically true for them, but it's a lie for everyone else. But why would Robyn do this? Why not just stay out of it? Here is where the news-style theories get really dark. There is a strong line of speculation that Robyn needed Christine to be the bad wife to justify her own position as the favorite. If all the wives are happy and Kody is treating them all equally, Robyn loses her special status. But if Christine is difficult, demanding, and refusing her duties, then Robyn becomes the saint by comparison. Kody runs to her for solace. He spends more time at her house to escape the negativity. He spends more money on her children because they are the loyal ones. This brings us to the financial and professional escalation. We have to follow the money. If Kody is withholding intimacy from Christine because of the massage refusal, he is likely withholding other things too: time, attention, and financial resources. In plural marriage, influence is currency. By encouraging Kody to punish Christine for her bedroom rebellion, Robyn was effectively securing a larger slice of the pie for herself. There are reports suggesting that during this period, Kody's spending on Robyn's household spiked, justified by the idea that he couldn't stand being at Christine's house. The bedroom secrets weren't just gossip, they were a strategy for resource allocation. The behavioral flaw here is Kody's absolute inability to see women as anything other than vending machines for his ego. This is a character study of a man who believes affection is a transaction. You put the massage coin in, you get the intimacy prize out. When the machine stops working, he doesn't try to fix it, he kicks it and walks away. Kody's behavior exposes a deep-seated narcissism. He truly believed that Christine should be grateful for the opportunity to serve him. And when she stopped, he took it as a personal insult so severe that he felt justified in exposing her private refusal to his other wife. But the trap didn't work the way they intended. Kody and Robyn likely thought that by applying this pressure, by withholding sex and having Robyn shame her, Christine would fold. They thought she would get back in line, start the massages again, and settle for the scraps. They underestimated her. Instead of breaking her spirit, they broke the spell. When Robyn confronted her, Christine didn't feel shame. She felt clarity. She realized that the system was rigged against her. She realized that Kody and Robyn were a team, and she was the opponent. There is a fascinating element here regarding the catfish situation with Meri as well. If we look back with this new information, we can see the pattern. Kody withheld intimacy from Meri for years as punishment. Now we know he did the same to Christine. The common denominator isn't the wives, it's Kody's weaponization of sex. And there are whispers, again, theories from insiders, that suggest Robyn was the architect of this punishment punishment protocol. The theory posits that Robyn advised Kody that rewarding bad behavior with intimacy would only make the wives more rebellious. If true, this paints Robyn not as a sister wife, but as a prison warden, determining who gets privileges based on compliance. This betrayal of the sacred solitude also helps explain the extreme isolation Christine felt. She couldn't talk to Meri because Meri was already in the doghouse. She couldn't talk to Janelle because Janelle is fiercely private and loyal to Kody in her own way. And she certainly couldn't talk to Robyn because Robyn was the mole. Christine was on an island thinking she was the problem until she finally said it out loud. And once she said it, the house of cards began to tremble. We also need to address the tears phenomenon in this context. When the family started to fracture, Robyn cried about losing the family culture. But if she was actively policing the other wives' bedrooms, she wasn't mourning the loss of the family, she was mourning the loss of her control. As long as the other wives were scrambling for Kody's approval, Robyn was the queen bee. But once Christine stopped caring about Kody's approval, Robyn lost her leverage. You can't manipulate someone who has checked out. This leads us directly into the failed emotional appeal of season 20. Kody tried to pivot. He realized the audience had turned on him. He realized the massage story made him look like a villain. So he went on what can only be described as a disaster of an apology tour. But here is the catch. He couldn't apologize for the specific act. He couldn't say, "I'm sorry I told Robyn about our sex life," because that would admit that Robyn knew. So instead, he spoke in vague circles, talking about struggles and dark times. But the viewers aren't buying it. The contradiction is too glaring. You cannot claim to protect the sanctity of marriage while treating your wife's privacy like tabloid fodder for your favorite spouse. The concrete example of Robyn knowing about the messages is the thread that unravels the entire sweater. It proves that the one big family was actually the couple and their exes. As we prepare to look at the final fallout, we have to ask, what did Janelle and Meri know? Did Kody tell Robyn about their secrets too? There are rumors, dark, uncomfortable rumors, that Robyn knows the intimate details of every single marriage in that family. Insiders claim she holds a vault of information that she uses to keep Kody loyal to her, reminding him of how difficult the others were compared to her. If this is true, it means the entire premise of the show, 4 equal wives, was a fraud from the moment Robyn entered the picture. In the next part, we are going to expose the final nail in the coffin, the thematic hypocrisy. We will break down how Christine's exit forced the other wives to look at their own bedroom treaties with Kody, and how the realization of this betrayal sparked the exodus that left Kody and Robyn alone in their mansion, surrounded by expensive art, but completely bankrupt. We will also touch on the news theory that the production crew knew about this dynamic for years, but protected Kody until the very end. This brings us to the thematic hypocrisy that sits at the rotting core of this entire plural marriage system. For decades, Kody preached that jealousy was a character flaw, something the wives needed to conquer on their own. He told them that if they felt insecure, it was because they weren't spiritual enough. But the massage betrayal flips this script entirely. It proves that the system wasn't designed to help the women grow. It was meticulously designed to serve Kody's ego while ignoring everyone else's humanity. There is simply no way to spin demanding hour-long massages while giving nothing back as a loving partnership. That isn't marriage, that is servitude. And by involving Robyn in the enforcement of this servitude, Kody stripped the other wives of their dignity. The hypocrisy is blinding. Kody demanded loyalty above all else. He He raged against the wives for talking to each other about their issues, calling it gossip and collusion. Yet he was the biggest gossip of them all. He was taking the most private, vulnerable moments of Christine's life, her sexual rejection, her pain, her longing for affection, and turning them into pillow talk with Robyn. He broke his own sacred solitude rule every single night. And this is why the apology tour we saw in season 20 rang so hollow. Kody tried to control the narrative. He went on camera looking somber, talking about how he failed and how he has regrets. But notice what he never apologized for. He never said, "I'm sorry I told Robyn about your bedroom refusal." He never said, "I'm sorry I let Robyn confront you about our sex life." To apologize for that would require admitting he was a terrible husband who betrayed his wife's trust to feed his favorite wife's ego. He couldn't do that because it would shatter the illusion that Robyn is innocent. And protecting Robyn's image has always been more important to Kody than protecting Christine's heart. But the fallout of this betrayal went far beyond just Christine. We have to look at the isolation and the reality check it forced on Meri and Janelle. By breaking the silence, Christine inadvertently gave the other wives permission to critically examine the intimate, private failures in their own marriages. For years, Meri and Janelle likely thought their struggles were unique. They probably thought, maybe I am the problem. Maybe I'm just not trying hard enough. But when Christine's story about the massages and Robyn's interference came out, the light bulb went on. There is a buzzing theory in the quote-unquote news forums that suggests this revelation was the catalyst for Janelle's quiet exit. Think about it. Janelle is logical. She is pragmatic. She stayed for years because she thought the system, while flawed, was fair. But if she realized that Kody was leaking Christine's secrets, she had to assume he was leaking hers too. Did Robyn know about Janelle's financial contributions? Did Robyn know about the private conversations Janelle had with Kody about her kids? The answer almost certainly is yes. The realization that there was no safe conversation with Kody likely terrified Janelle. She realized she wasn't negotiating with a partner. She was negotiating with a team that was actively betting against her. And what about Meri? The catfish scandal suddenly looks different in this light. For years, Kody and Robyn held that over Meri's head. But if Kody was already checking out of the marriage and talking about Meri behind her back to Robyn before the catfish incident even happened, then Meri wasn't the traitor. She was the victim of a discarded wife's loneliness. Theories suggest that Robyn used the catfish incident to cement her position as the loyal wife, constantly reminding Kody of Meri's betrayal to keep him focused on her. It's a dark Machiavellian twist, but it fits the pattern of behavior we are seeing exposed. We also have to touch on a massive insider theory regarding the production crew. There are reports and speculation that the camera crew knew about this dynamic for years but protected Kody. Reality TV producers want a storyline, but they also build relationships with the cast. Some fans believe that there is lost footage or unaired confessionals where Kody explicitly compares the wives' performance in the bedroom, footage that was buried to keep the show family-friendly. But as the family fell apart, the producers took the gloves off. The villain edit Kody received in recent seasons wasn't an edit at all. It was just the producers finally showing us the raw reality of a man who lost control of his own spin. This brings us to the point of no return. Christine's confessions were the final nail in the coffin of Kody's public image. You can spin emotional distance. You can spin growing apart. You can even spin financial disagreements, but you cannot justify talking about your wife's sex life with another wife and letting her confront her over it. That is a violation that transcends reality TV. It is a fundamental breach of human decency. It turned the audience from passive viewers into active critics. It turned the fan base against Robyn in a way that is irreversible. The tragedy of the Brown family isn't that they failed at plural marriage. marriage. It's that they never really had one. They had a man who wanted a harem of admirers and one woman who wanted to be the head wife. Everyone else was just funding the lifestyle. The sacred betrayal of the bedroom proved that Kody never viewed Christine, Janelle, or Mary as autonomous human beings. They were extensions of his ego. And when they stopped serving that ego, when they stopped the massages, stopped the funding, and stopped the worship, they were discarded. Robyn's tears about wanting to sit on a porch with her sister wives are the ultimate irony. She helped burn the porch down. She handed Kody the matches by validating his grievances and policing the other women. You cannot have a sisterhood if you are a snitch. You cannot have a family if you are the favorite. And you certainly cannot have a marriage if the bedroom door is wide open for the other wife to walk in and critique the performance. The story of the sacred betrayal serves as a warning. It exposes the danger of unbalanced power dynamics and the toxicity of unconditional loyalty when it only flows one way. Kody and Robyn may have won the house, the land, and the legal status, but they lost everything that actually matters. They are now left in a mansion filled with silence, surrounded by the ghosts of the relationships they destroyed, one betrayed secret at a time. We are going to keep digging. We are going to keep hacking the narrative. There are still hours of footage, leaked reports, and insider theories that paint an even darker picture of what happened to the family money and the truth about the Coyote Pass scam. But for now, remember this: the truth always comes out, even if it takes 18 seasons. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and get the real story behind the reality TV gloss, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are hacking the algorithm and exposing the secrets they don't want you to know. Don't just watch the show, understand the game. See you in the next video.